Hey, so we're gonna be getting started today with going on the Lone Star Trail segment 15. It's an out and back, so it'll be about 10 miles. I'm here with Angie, my puppy, and so I'm just checking to make sure I have my snacks. Got a couple new ones this week. It's right after Thanksgiving, so I got some pecan pie Lar bars. And then I'm going to try out some Epic beef. We'll see how that tastes. Got some water for Angie and then a snack for her. Should be a pretty good trip. Come on, Angie. See how you do. Come on, Angie. Come on. You can do it. Yay! Good girl. Hey, so I want to just take a second just to talk about why I'm starting to videotape. I think it's really interesting that I've taken, I don't know, probably about like 20 or 30 trips over the last 3 or 4 years. I've gone from, Sacramento and drove up to Alaska and did mountaineering and canoeing and kayaking and ice climbing and glacier hiking. And all along the way, I thought I was building those memories. And then come to find out, 3 or 4 years later, very few of those memories are still there fully. And I don't have any videos of me doing it. And I have very few pictures of me doing it. And so I think every time I go out now, I want to start to videotape myself going through these hikes and different outdoor experiences, because it'll be helpful for me in the future, just thinking about what I'm doing and just have these experiences going forward that I could look back on, which I haven't been doing. I don't, if you know me, I don't really like to take pictures of myself, but I think this is a good way to stretch myself to make sure that I'm actually paying attention to this. And my fiance, Jennifer, she doesn't really like to go outdoors, but when I come back and talk about the experiences that I have, it would be great if I could show her something that would be tangible, that she could see and enjoy with me, rather than just hearing about how maybe I might have been doing something a little dangerous or seeing something like an animal. I could show her what it looked like to be in that situation. All right. There's definitely some birds in the background here, but as you can see, I have my dog along with me, Angie. Come on, Angie. Come on. She obviously is a young pup and loves to run up and down the trail. She's in her orange vest because it is hunting season right now. Come on, Angie. And we want to just make sure that she's safe, especially with her being off leash. Someone might accidentally shoot at her or, God forbid, hurt her. So we want to just make sure that she's doing okay. It should start to get warmer out in about an hour or so. It's supposed to get up to 65, so I'll probably be taking off my jacket and my gloves pretty soon. It's already getting a little too warm for me, but wanted to make sure that I introduced her. She's pretty awesome to go ahead and hike with. This is her second time out, and she's loving every minute of it. Here's a pretty open spot, maybe about 3 miles into this trail. I'd feel pretty comfortable going about, 100, 150 yards deep and finding something that I could then use as a place to camp out for the night. It looks open enough and flat. No water, which is a big one, especially on this trail, but it looks pretty good. So, had to put on Angie's leash because we had to cross the street to get to the other side so that we could get to the other side of the trail. I mean, it makes sense. This thing is so expansive and it goes through public and private land that it makes sense that we would have to go ahead and probably cross a street or two. Come on, Angie. San Jacinto River. You might notice that she's crying a little bit this time. And I don't know if it might be because it's a little bit more muddy out and she's not a big fan of water or mud. She loves to swim, but she doesn't love mud and she doesn't love water because I think afterwards she knows that she has to get a bath. And her ears just went back just hearing that. And I don't think she likes that very much. So then she doesn't want to go ahead and get herself too dirty, where then we have to give her a bath. What a cool trail. Ooh, climbing over a tree. Here we go. Oh, that excited her. So, if you hear her whining in the background, it's not because she's not enjoying herself. She is. She's right behind me. But I think it's because of that. She's like, ugh, I don't like the mud. Because I fed her already, gave her water. She's great. I've heard this before about the Lone Star Trail, where sometimes they just don't have bridges going across, you know, pretty big bodies of water, which I can understand. It's a self-maintaining group, and if you hear Angie in the background, that's because she's not happy, because I think she knows that we're gonna have to cross water. And it's, you know, it looks pretty deep. I'd probably say about a foot or two, which can make the rest of this trip pretty much not fun. I'm gonna have to do some searching up and down the trail a little bit and see if I can't go ahead and find a easier route across for Ange and myself, because I could probably hop across this thing, but if Angie goes in, she'll dry off, I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a try. Oh, Angie and I both made it across. Okay. Now she's drinking out of the water maybe, or trying to get back. I don't know. Not too bad. Just hopped over it. She was okay with it too. She kind of ran into a tree, but I mean, this is just awesome. You go an hour outside of Houston and you get, you know, thousands of acres of forest. And then you can feel like you're actually in fall, because you see a lot of trees and leaves on the ground. Whereas in Houston, it's more like a concrete city with not very much forested areas. So this is pretty cool. I'm really enjoying my time in the Lone Star trails. They do a really good job of maintaining it. I mean, they have hundreds of miles of trails, and it's just a group of people that work on the trail together. They don't have like a staff. It's not a national park. They don't have, you know, tons of money to go ahead and spend on people coming out here for, you know, weeks on end and maintaining the trails. But honestly, from what I've seen, I mean, that little tiny creek that we had to jump across wasn't too bad, and this is just really, really nice. Go ahead, up and over. Come on, come on, get over, get over. Good girl. What are you doing? Yeah, you did so good. That was so easy for you. Good girl. Best part about Houston hiking is these are the biggest hills that we're gonna see on a day like today. I always joke with my friends that if I could go ahead and do hiking without the hills, I would. And this has definitely made it a lot easier to hike a lot of miles in a day and not even feel it. I mean, today we're doing about 11, I think. But, and then here's something that's really cool. So out here used to be a logging company. And so what we're walking on right now is actually the rail system that used to be here to bring the logs into Houston. And what they would do is they would build these rail systems, tear down the trees in the area. Obviously everything's grown back at this point. But once they were done, they would go ahead and pull up the rails and move them somewhere else and start cutting down more trees. But they left this really cool area to go ahead and walk through this area where trees just did not grow back. And it made it really easy for people to establish trails back here. just because of that. Alright, so we're at the turnaround. As you can hear, it's fairly loud because we have a major road right next to us. It's kind of anticlimactic. Angie doesn't like it either. We're gonna stop and just have a snack and then go ahead and start heading back. Made a pretty good time. I think we did it in about an hour and a half. Not too bad. So we just finished having our snack. Angie's getting pretty restless. She wants to get back walking again. But so far so good. We're about 5.5 miles in, I think. Now we're gonna be heading back the same way we came, so there's not too much video footage of that because, you know, I wanna try and hike as much as I possibly can, as quickly as I can. Something that I tried, those epic beef bars, pretty good. They put other fruits and things in it, which is pretty interesting. I had the beef one, and then I have, I think, a buffalo one that I'm gonna try out next time I go out hiking. And then I tried the pecan flour bar, especially since it's Thanksgiving and Jen doesn't like pecan pies, which is probably why we've never had them. But the flour bar was pretty good. I enjoyed them. Angie, what are you doing? She is just rolling in the dirt. Ange, come on. Come on. Woo. Now she doesn't know where to go. All right. We didn't just hike 6 miles. Come on, Ange. I don't know how she has so much energy, but she'll sleep tomorrow. I'm sure of that. Last time I took her with me, we did about 6 or 7 miles just to make sure that she could handle it. And she definitely can. But then once she gets home, she has like a burst of energy to go see the dogs. And then after that, she is done. Well, she is not worried about the water anymore. She was in there, but we're gonna have to get across. This time I'll go ahead and take you with me on this cross. Oh, you know what? This doesn't look too bad over here. Go ahead and push through these. Yeah, I can pretty much walk my way across this. Perfect. Then go ahead and come back to the trail. If you were wondering if I made it through the other one time hopping across, we both did. This time it doesn't matter because Angie went swimming in the water because she was thirsty. But she's getting way more comfortable out here in the woods. So I gotta watch her a little bit more closely because, you know, she's starting to explore a little bit more, investigate smells that she's finding, getting up ahead of me a little bit. But she's a great, I don't know if all dogs are this way, but she's great at finding routes. Like, she follows the trail very well. When the trail does break off and I have to look for the trail, she's usually stopped right there because she can't see it herself. So that's pretty cool. I'm glad that she's so great in the woods because it makes it a lot easier, and then I don't have to be by myself all the way through these hikes. You get to spend some time with dogs and just enjoy yourself. And come on, girlie. You can do it. Come on. Come on. Good girl. You did it. Great job. I don't know why she was so hesitant going over that one. But there she goes. So we probably have about a half mile left. Feeling pretty good. You know, probably about 10 miles in. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. The trail is not too specific about how many miles you've done, especially because this is not, as most places in the woods are, not very good with cell signal. So it's not like you can get a great satellite signal or GPS. Feeling pretty good. I'm getting a little tired, but that's also because I woke up extremely early to get out here right when the day started so I could get back home before too late in the day. Alright, so while I'm getting myself ready to go, because we just finished up. Angie, come here. Come here. Go ahead. Up, up.